How long have I been in this storm? Overwhelmed by the ocean's shapeless form. Water's getting harder to tread. With these waves crashing over my head. If I could just see you, everything would be alright. If I'd see you, this darkness would turn to light. And I would walk on water. And you will catch me if I fall. And I could get lost into your eyes and know everything would be alright. I know everything is alright. It's a song I like to listen to when I get worried about stuff and things bog me down. And the song's by Lifehouse and it's called Storm. And while it may have some faith connotations, it's about being overwhelmed, about being overwrought, overburdened, whatever you want to call it, about being stressed, about feeling like you're drowning, being afraid. It's what it all goes back to. All about that fear that we all feel from time to time. That fear of just too much. The fear of being inadequate. The fear of things being out of our control. And so much of the song questions how to make it in that situation. What to do when we feel that fear. How do we cope? How do we and it doesn't even question whether you can succeed. It questions how can you survive when you feel like it's all on top of you. And there's the bridge right there to tell you how. The chorus bridge, whatever you call it. I'm not a musical theorist. I just try to use the terms. And it tells you, if I could see you, everything would be alright. If I could see you, this darkness would turn to light. And I think in times of fear, and in times of dysfunction, and in times of turmoil where we see the utmost cruelty that we are possibly capable of, and the utmost destruction of life, it's often heartwarming and it's often so inspiring to look to those that are helping. And you see it every day and you don't realize it, probably, most of you. We're currently dealing with a big thing. We're dealing with an illness that can reach out and hurt people that we care a lot about. We have a lot of fear about that as a society. But look to the doctors who have yet to ask for a day off to protect themselves. Look to the nurses who don't care if they get sick and possibly ill or worse, but they're helping the next person and the next person and the next person. Think about the teachers that, ill or not, housebound or not, isolated or not, they're willing to reach out to their students every day to make sure that they're okay, to make sure that they're going to still receive their education, that they're going to make it and be better tomorrow. I know right now we're all trying to practice some social distancing, and physically that's a good thing. Physically, we have to be separated. But that doesn't mean we have to be socially distant from each other's heart and each other's thoughts and each other's feelings. And in this time of absolute fear, in this time of turmoil, it can be the isolation that is the most scary thing. Feeling like we're alone, like we're cut off from everything and everyone. But think about that fear for a moment. Think about it. It's the separation. It's the loss of it's the loss of contact. It's the fear that things will be taken from us forever. Things we really care about, people we really care about. In these times, the only cure for that fear is to reach back out to one another. Not physically. If you do it physically, go wash your hands. But emotionally and supportively to one another, we need to reach back out and go, hey, I'm still here. I still care about you. I hope you're doing okay. To continue the fellowship that we have with one another. To continue to share our thoughts and our feelings with one another. You know, a couple of years ago, I got told that I was sick and sick with a stomach problem that they couldn't fix. And when I asked them how long I was going to be sick for, they told me forever. And I know at that point in my life, I was working my way up the steps. I was building for myself a career. I was finishing up the most major project I'd ever started in my life. And here it was, this illness entered my life and said, you're sick. And the doctors say it's forever and that there's nothing they can do other than pump you full of medicines that may or may not make you feel better. And as it turned out, didn't make me feel better. So now I can't take as many of them or any of them in certain cases as they would like me to. And then being sick, you can't do the things you were doing. You have to stop and focus on you being sick. And that shuts you down in a whole different way. That can take the spit right out of your mouth and the voice right out of your throat. Because not only are you physically not able to do something, but you emotionally and feasibly can't do something. and you lose the thing you've been working for years on. And while you do finish the project, it ultimately amounted to nothing because you weren't able to capitalize on it. You weren't able to, you got it done, but it wasn't like you succeeded, like you made it into something. And there's a defeat backed by you're still sick. And then you're in the midst of that trying to learn to swim again, and your mom gets sick. And she's been sick with a forever problem. No, sorry. Now she's sick with a forever problem. Now she's sick with something that's going to stick with her the rest of her life. And you love your mother. You love that person very dearly. And that person means the world to you. And you'd give your right arm and your right leg and your left leg and your left arm and everything up to your ears for that person. And you can't because you're sick. You can't help as much as you want to. You have to take time out. You have to not help when you want to. And all the things that you've now no longer do. Where you miss friends, you miss appointments, you miss parties, you miss everything because you're sick. And then the news comes on one day. And it says there's this new infection that hits people that are already sick. That fear from the first day I was told I was sick tried to crawl its way in me and take hold in the very heart that I have, that I see in all of you. That beating, loving, caring heart. And I see you guys grappling with that fear, and I know it's a fear. It's in my heart too. It's in my brain, it's in my thoughts. But I'm here to tell you it's okay. It is okay. Even if you get sick, even if you get the coronavirus, even if you catch something else and it invades your life, like my primary illness, it's going to be okay. Because we have each other. Because we have people in our lives that we love. Because those people love us. Because there are things in this world that are wonderful. And we can see them. And we can touch them. And we can know them just as much as we know this fear that we feel right now. I'm in pain. A lot of pain. On various days. Some days are good, some days are bad. But if I let fear take a hold of me, every day will be pain. If I give up, every day will be pain. I'm here today to tell you it's going to be okay. Because we are brave. We are strong and we are powerful. The human spirit is unstoppable. we have overcome every possibility that should have ended us up to this point. And I know I'm speaking about other possibilities that should have ended me but didn't. But you take that how you will. It's a hard thing to beat our spirit. And our spirit fights its best fight. It fights its hardest. It's most powerful when we're facing a fear. When we're acting in the face of it. When we're staring it down and we're telling it no. When our spirit rises, when our anger rolls up on the edge of our arms and we take it and manifest a destiny that we didn't have the day before. When we take our fate with both hands and we swing it above our head and say, I will be better. I will improve. I will do more, and I will go the distance. That's us. And when we're together, it's even more powerful. It's even more amazing in what it can do. Two people with love in their heart and like minds can move a mountain. But don't fear. Be calm. Because everything that makes you afraid is damaging that calm. Making you panic, and when you panic, you can't focus on that spirit you have. That internal feeling that says, I will. That fear poisons it. It damages that calm you need. Do what is necessary. So what does that have anything to do with the gaming channel? What does any of that have to do with me? That's what this place is for. That's why the light's still on. That's why our torches still burn. Because this is a place for those who feel low. Who feel like they need to be together. Who feel scared at times and feel comforted by someone having their back. And I'm telling you now, come be a part of our group. Come join our community, and you will always know what it's like to have someone at your back. No matter how low you feel, no matter how downtrodden you are, no matter the circumstances of what you've gone through. Come be a part. Sit around the campfire and join in our adventure. And in times of fear, in times when we're the scaredest, come be a part of us. Come be part of our group. Because together we will make it through. Our spirit together will help solve the problem and save the day. And while we have to be apart sometimes, it is the torches we carry, the light we carry, that will make everything better. That will shine the way for us to do what it is we have to do and overcome our fear. I don't know. Just been feeling the pressures of everything going on. And then all of a sudden the world's like, it's coming to an end. And it's like, no. I just want to give you all a hug and tell you everything is going to be all right. We will make it. Let's do our best to do what we can. But at the same time, let's do our best to stay calm too. And remember that physical distance doesn't have to be emotional distance. That we can still be there for one another. Well, anyways, I think that's a long enough video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made you feel better. I hope it calmed you and soothed you and didn't piss you off because it was all mumbo jumbo psychobabble, me just talking. But I hope you got something out of it. I'm hoping in some ways you feel better, because I want you all to be well, and I want you all to be happy and free of fear. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave me a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content. Thanks for joining me on these adventures, and I'll see you on our next dungeon, on our next journeys, Dungeon Dwellers. Till then.